was that a hard-hitting personal assault that hurt an incumbent opponent suited his style best. Another lesson McCarthy learned was that the press could be exploited, that it would print his charges verbatim and make no attempt to evaluate them. Still another lesson went to the core of his political philosophy. During the campaign, McCarthy had asked the most prominent Democrat in his county to read a speech he had prepared. After reading it, the Democrat, Grover Meisner, asked whether McCarthy believed what he had written. "Hell no," McCarthy said. "I don't believe in all that. But if you want to get anywhere in politics, you've got to feed the public what they want to hear, not what you believe." His early foray into politics showed that neither McCarthy's changing his political ideology from liberalism to conservatism, nor his later switching parties to become a Republican, reflected his beliefs. He simply saw the Republican Party as offering a greater opportunity for success in Wisconsin. How and why McCarthy chose to leave the Marines was also revealing. During the 1944 primary campaign, he had requested and received a 30-day leave to return to Wisconsin. When he returned to the Pacific after losing the primary, he requested another leave, claiming that he was neglecting his judicial duties in Wisconsin. After the leave request was denied, McCarthy, in July 1944, was reassigned to duty on several California military bases, then resigned his commission and was officially discharged in December. The Marine Corps had given McCarthy the option of resigning after the Corps rejected his request for another leave to attend to pressing duties at home. His plan to run for re-election to his judgeship in 1945. At this point, the bloodiest fighting in the Pacific War lay ahead at Iwo Jima, Okinawa, and the Philippines, with the final planned assault on Japan long in the future. But Joe McCarthy was back home in Wisconsin, still holding his judicial seat while actively laying the grounds for his next U.S. Senate campaign 2 years away in 1946. Joe McCarthy was not a coward or unpatriotic. He did experience danger and served his country honorably when he did not have to serve. At the same time, he used his service as a means of advancing himself politically and misled the public about his military record. Many photos taken during McCarthy's service show him posing in the
Yeah. And I think that comes back to today. People or politicians, they're out for their own self-interest. Doesn't matter, nothing changes. And I guess, in the grand scheme of things, people are people, and they have to look after themselves and their own families or whatever, and do whatever the hell they want to get ahead, you know what I'm saying? But for me personally, I think a life of serving people, humanity, is what's important. I just wish people, politicians especially, would be honest with everybody. We're all humans. If you screw up, admit it. Take the blame. Is that too much to ask? Probably is, isn't it? It is too much to ask. The funny thing is, I know a lot of people I've met here on YouTube. And they're good people. There are a lot of good, decent people out there. We share the same philosophy. We're concerned about what's going on in our country. I'm an immigrant to this country. I love this country. I swore an oath. Citizenship. Naturalized. I take stuff seriously, I just wish people would take things seriously and stop thinking about advancing themselves and start thinking about helping other people, other Americans. That's what made America great to begin with. Not that. That's an idealistic kind of assertion. And I know that. I've studied history, We became great because we always stepped on somebody else, you know what I'm saying? Other immigrants stepped on other immigrants and what have you. So I understand that whole thing. But it's the mythology, the ideal of Americana, of our freedoms, that I still embrace. I still think America is one of the greatest nations on earth because we have freedoms. But they're being eroded because people don't pay attention. They're being eroded because politicians are allowed to run wild. They're getting elected. They've got money. Money is, in a way, the root of a lot of bad things. It's also the root of a lot of good things. A lot of good things can be accomplished with money. A lot of bad things can be accomplished with money. There are a lot of decent people out there. I think the majority of my subscribers are decent people. We just need to make ourselves heard in a civilized way, in a respectful way that can generate debate in the way I think it was supposed to be. The idealistic way of airing grievances and dissent, being respectful of other people's opinion. You don't have to entertain. You don't have to accept their beliefs or whatever. You just have to entertain their ideas and listen to them. That's what makes it great. It's when you dismiss other people's ideas that we end up where we're at. A fear-mongering, hateful people. A lot of negativity out there, and that's what sells. I think that's what McCarthy, he got his support from the fear-mongering. Study, read, do whatever the heck you need to do just to inform yourself. There's nothing more important than being informed about stuff that's going on, locally, state, federally. Anyhow, this video probably doesn't make any sense anyway, so. You guys have a good one.